Hey guys, it's Ange. Thanks for clicking on the video and thank you for subscribing. I see I've got a few new subscribers and that's really great. Thanks so much for the support. So this video and the last video were kind of hard because it's difficult to go back in my mind to the things that were really traumatizing about inpatient treatment and stuff like that. This one was particularly troubling couple of incidents that really hit me very hard, and yeah, I hope that you will get something out of hearing this, and just it kind of gives you an idea of the really toxic environment that can be found in eating disorder clinics among patients. So yeah, enjoy the video. So one story of an inpatient experience I have is with this other girl, well, I was actually two of them, who were self-harmers as well as having eating disorders, and they had anorexia as well. And so these girls really didn't like me, and that was something that kind of at the time I was puzzled about, because we never had any nasty words. I'd always smiled at them. We'd always, just kind of be civil to each other. First one, she was called Amy, and everyone knew that Amy used to hurt herself. And whenever she get upset about anything, she would go and cut herself with whatever she could find. And there was often searches of her room. She often had a wrist bandage up, that kind of thing. And yeah, so I was always trying to get through to her. I was always trying to make a friend of her and smile whenever I could. And because she was a very quiet girl, she seemed to be very down most of the time. And so obviously she had some kind of clinical depression. And this particular time she got upset about something that happened at the dinner table. Something about her dinner was not what she wanted or hadn't ordered, or some crap like that. And anyway, so she ran away from the table, and I sort of thought, and I think probably it was in everyone's minds, that she would probably run outside and try and cut herself. I thought I'd go outside and try to offer some kind words, some understanding to her, because I know how stressful eating is when you're in a clinic, and I thought that maybe it might be a way to build a bridge, because she didn't seem to like me. So I went outside after dinner was over, and I found her crouched in the corner of the car park of the clinic, and she was sitting there, and she had this blade in her hand. I said to her, can you not do that this time, because you don't need to do that. It's okay. I understand why you're upset, but you don't need to do this to yourself. And this girl just looked daggers at me, and as though I was some kind of monster, and she cut her wrist with the blade, and right in front of me. And so I just bolted inside, and I got the nurse, and I told the nurse that she'd out there and she'd done it again. So they all raced out after her. So she was all stitched up pretty soon, and over the next few days, she was kind of on closer watch by the nurses, and apparently they went to her and questioned her about what had triggered this and why she'd done it again. And you know what she said? She said that I had told her she should kill herself. Yeah. And because she told them that, the nurses took me aside a few days later, and they said, you know what, she has said this is what happened. And I just couldn't breathe when I heard this. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't believe that she would say such a thing, even if she didn't like me. I didn't know why she didn't like me so much, but to put that on me when I'd gone out there and tried to be kind to her and tried to get her not to do this. Yeah, I was interrogated by the nursing staff, and then she was given all this loving attention, and everyone surrounded her. All the girls on the program kind of felt sorry for her, and it got around that I was a horrible person who was mean to her, and that's why she cut herself, even though everyone saw the reason that she jumped up from the table. And it's just that no one had heard what I said to her, and nobody believed me. It's almost like everyone wants to believe the thing that has the most drama, and everyone wants to gang up on somebody. And the nurse, I think one of them believed me, but the others just didn't know. So from then on, I was kind of I guess, kind of put in the bad basket because of what she'd said. And yeah, I think it was one of the cruelest things that you could do to somebody would be somebody who was trying to just be friendly, to go and say such a thing like that. There was another girl also, and she used to cut herself as well, but I didn't actually know that. And this girl, her name was Nikki, I didn't know that she was a cutter. Thought she was just there for anorexia. And yeah, she came to me one, borrow a couple of your bobby pins. So I trustingly gave them to her, gave her the ones that I had. And yeah, so then off she went. And yeah, the next thing I know, she has I heard that she just cut herself pretty badly. And so everyone heard about this. And then anyway, so the nurses asked her some questions after they bandaged up her wound that she'd made on her arm. And apparently they had previously taken a whole lot of sharps off her, and so they asked her what she'd done this with, and she told them some bobby pins. And they said, well, we took away your hair stuff, where'd you get the bobby pins? And she said my name. She said she'd got the bobby pins off me. So I was kind of in the shit with everybody because of that, even though I didn't even know that she was a self-harmer until then. So it was like, when I look back on it, they weren't necessarily suicide attempts, but they were self-harm attempts. And these girls put me in it, and I hadn't done anything to them, and I didn't understand. I think the second girl, Nikki, I think she just needed to tell them where she'd got the bobby pins, I don't think she was trying to do anything mean to me, but the first one certainly did, because I knew that she didn't like me. But yeah, the end result was the same. Everyone kind of heard about it and ganged up on me, and I was kind of blacklisted. And when you're blacklisted, you kind of just, in these eating disorder clinics, you kind of just ignored, and everyone clicks up against you. Sort of, it's really clicky, and you feel like you're just not part of it. You're just not part of it. No one kind of involves you in conversation. People don't smile at you. People kind of give you dirty looks. You get kind of sly stuff from the nurses, because obviously in changeover they've all been talking about you and that kind of thing. It's just really unpleasant for weeks at a time, where you feel like you're watched and you feel like you're hated. And on top of dealing with anorexia and refeeding and all that sort of thing, I was dealing with this, and that's still something that I think about when I remember my hospital experiences, because it kind of contributed to my PTSD.